Alrighty. Hey everyone, welcome to a new kind of video that we're doing. It's not a new kind of video, it's new content. I haven't uploaded to my YouTube channel in like 2 or 3 years. I used to stream off YouTube, now I stream off Twitch. But yeah. This is Pokemon Draft League content. Anyway, I am your proud coach of the North Shore Nidokings. This is our NPBA Season 19 review. And yeah, let's get into it. Now, I was both lucky and unlucky enough to get 15th seat. So, how in Draft League works is it's snake order, which means pick one will pick first, and it will keep going down to 16, but then it'll go back up from 16 to 1. So basically, essentially, pick 16 will get to pick twice, and then it'll go straight back up, and then when it gets back up to 1, the first seat will get to pick twice. So I got 15th, which meant I had to wait till 14 mons got picked. Yeah, I get to pick, but then I only had to wait for 2 mons else to get picked. Now, I wouldn't be a draft league if I didn't get sniped. I got sniped twice before my first pick. I wanted Chiempao, and if I didn't get Chiempao, I wanted Tapu Koko. I didn't get either. So, I'm just like, well, I wanted a good Mega, because we're allowed Megas because it's Draft League. Sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, I wanted a good Mega, and everybody welcome our team captain, Megalopony. Megalopony is an amazing Mega. I have not used it before in Draft League. Surprise, surprise. All the ones on the team I've not used in draft before. I am newish to draft. I say newish, I've completed about two draft leagues. First one, I barely missed playoffs. I hit 9th seat going 4 and 5. So 1-4, lost 5. And then the other one, I think I came 11th. I didn't do good in that league. I think I went like 4 and 6. I don't know. Did I go 4 and 5? Oh, I did. I know I went 3 and 6. So I had to forfeit one because of IRL. Anyway, yes, we picked Megalopony. I wanted a fast, hard-hitting, like, Pokemon, and arguably, I should have picked Great Tusk here. Arguably. Been told I should have picked Great Tusk. Great Tusk was still on board. I'll tell you this. Great Tusk didn't go until, like, what's it? So I was 15th. It went, like, late round 2. Great Tusk stayed on board for a long time. But we got another ground type, and I'm surprised I got it, but we'll get to that. Anyway, Megalopony is fast, 135 speed, 136 attack, decently bulky, 94 defense, 96 special defense, 65 in HP, 54 special attack for those Aura Spheres. But yeah, pros, it hits very hard and it's very fast. It has very good coverage, like it gets Stun Punch, Ice Punch, U-Turn, Trailblaze, I think. It's decently bulky and it's a really good breaker. It's one of our breakers on the team. Cons, it's got bad HP stat, and the thing I've noticed when like going over Megalopony and its moveset, it's always wanting the 5th move. That's what I've noticed. Like, you always want to put the 5th move on, but you don't have room, so you kind of have to be like, which one do I not need to put this in? Has 3 resistances, 4 weaknesses, 1 immunity and ghost, which is good. because we have stuff like Pult and Spectria, just bloody ghost horse is legal. I was debating picking it up as my second pick. I debated it. But anyway, our second pick, I actually decided to... I thought about my second pick for a second before I made it. And that's because Megalopony can't break on her own. Relying on one mon to break an entire team is not great. Arguably, I should have picked up a third breaker on my team. Just in general. We'll get to that. Alright, let me just have some water before I continue. Now, in Draft League, a fairy type is essential. Especially in nowadays. You really want your steel and fairies and fire. I'll be honest, those are probably your three most important types. Steel, fairy, and fire. And that's because if you don't pick up a good one early on, you're left with the low points. Arguably, there are some low point mons in those three, but arguably steel and fairy are the two most important types in Draft League. Now, I decided to pick up a fairy next, and I'm really happy I actually got this, because I didn't think this was going to come back to me. Because I had to wait 29 picks. Right? So I waited 14 for my first pick, and then I waited 2 for my second pick, and then I had to wait 29 mons. 29 mons are going to go before my next pick. So I knew this wasn't going to come back to me. Meet our first commander, Enamorous. Enamorous is a really, really, really strong mon. It's a really strong fairy, arguably one of the best fighting resists in the game, arguably. I said resist, not immunity. Does have 5 weaknesses, has 4 resistances, which is good, and 2 immunities to ground and dragon, which is important because ground immunity is important, and we'll get to that later on. But Enamorous is a very good breaker, has a very good offensive pressure. It pairs nicely to Megalopony as a breaker. Because yes, we can run this physically with contrary superpower. But like 135 special attack, Specs Moonblast is doing like 50% to a defensive monster. I think it does like 35 to Mega Aggron or something like that. 25, 30, something like that from Specs Moonblast. As a decent move pool and a good speed tier. Like 106 is good. We'll get to speed tiers later, because that's something I am a little worried about with my team. Cons is not very bulky, and like it's got kind of a predictable moveset. Like every week, like you're gonna see probably Moonblast, Superpower. Like it's kind of predictable what Enamorous brings, but even though it's predictable, it's still hard to prep for because it hits like a truck. So which I like. My next pick, I am happy it got to me. I'm really happy it got to me. I don't know if Enamorous gets U-turn. I'll have to check that. But I'm really happy it got to me. This is the one I've been wanting to use in drafts since I've started, and I haven't been able to use it. Everybody, welcome my second commander, Rotom Wash. The best Rotom form to use in competitive. We got our bulky water. That's the main thing here. We got a decent speed tier with pivot options, and it gives us access to defog, and it's our bulky water. Every team, in my opinion, needs a bulky water. If you do not have a bulky water on your team is going to struggle against those like water types, not electric types, sorry, fire types. Rotom's great. It gives us another ground immunity and levitate. Once again, ground becomes sort of a common weakness on this team, but because I have so many mons that are able to either immune to ground or they have answers to ground, it's okay. Rotom Wash is great utility. Like as I said, it gives us access to Defog, Volt Switch, Will-O-Wisp, Pain Split. Rotom Wash is a great mon. Only cons is the 80% Hydro Pumps, because it's the only water move damaging water move it gets. Let's get Rain Dance. Rain Dance Hydro Pumps. We'll see. Yeah, I'm honestly surprised it got to me after 29 picks. Now, this next one we got, I'm surprised it got to me. I thought this would have gone round 3. Because in other divisions, it went like round 2. So I'm surprised it's got to me round 4. It's very welcome our third commander, Iron Treads. Iron Treads is an amazing steel and ground type. This thing has very good offensive and defensive typing, making us only weak to 4 types. There's that first ground weakness I was talking about. Gives us 2 immunities in electric and poison. And what's that? We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 resistances and 2 immunities. Like, this mon is amazing defensively and offensively. 112 attacks is nothing to be ashamed about. Gives us our first Rapid Spin user and our first Stealth Rock user as well. Which is something I wanted to pick up. Because I'm going to be honest, since I've started doing draft leagues like a few months ago, I've noticed that my weakness in draft is not drafting either enough hazard removal or good hazard removal. A little sick, guys, sorry. But honestly, I think this is a really good pickup. Honestly, one of the steals on my team of the draft is Iron Treads for round 4. People are going to be like, oh, Iron Treads round 4. In my opinion, there were teams that needed Iron Treads, right? Once again, we got our good steel type early, right? Because I noticed that teams that didn't have fairies and steels later on, like I've noticed it, picked up some, like, they didn't pick up the great ones. My only issue with this pick, it's 2. Get to that. One that starts a weakness to fighting, Megalopony, Iron Treads. 2 months weak to fighting. Yes, we have a Namarus, but that's not enough. Speaking of a Namarus, it is the exact same speed tier as a Namarus, and that's my only concern. And I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. I do not have a mon that sits between Megalopony and a Namarus Iron Treads. And that's something I am worried about. Because those mons that sit between 106 and 135 can arguably get away with different IVs and natures to outspeed some of these ones. Because the thing is, Treads doesn't want to run max speed every week. Arguably, we could run defensive Treads with boosted and enough speed for boosted energy to boost our speed. That's the only thing that is kind of like I'm gonna be honest, within the first few weeks, if I'm finding that issue, I will be making changes to this team. Just to fix speed tier, because that's our only speed tier that I haven't. I thought about it in the draft, and I thought it was kind of. I need to have a look at the draft pool again. With the team changes done, grace period's over. I need to make sure that look at the draft pool again, see if I can pick up a mon. Preferably like 115, 120 speed is perfect that I need to pick up. But yeah, overall this is a really fantastic mon to get. Round 4, it's amazing. I'm surprised it fell to me. Next up, we have our 4th commander and our 1st Terra Captain in Sinister. Now how Terra Caps work in this league is that you get up to 2 Pokemon to be your Terra Captains, and they can terrestrialize in any type. Those 2 mons have to have a combined total of 15 points. Right? If we go, I think Mega Lopunny was 19 points. And Namarus was also 19. They were both the same, I'm pretty sure. Rotom Wash was like 14, Tridge was like 15. Sinister was 9 or 8. I think it was 8. And I'm gonna be real. I got demolished by Sinister because I did not know what this thing did. Granted, I sped build for that battle. But I got demolished by this. I got 5-0, and I was like, wow, my team could not handle Sinister, especially with Terra. This thing gets heat proof. It gets hospitality, but that's a doubles ability. It gets heat proof, so it makes its fire weakness neutral, which is great. It's a very bulky typing in Grass Ghost. If you guys notice, like your Grass Ghosts and like the Grass Ghosts and Gourgeist and Trevenant, they're bulky. 121 attack is nothing to laugh at either. 70 speed is decent. We're starting to branch out on our speed tiers now, lowest and like in the below 100s. Because Rotom Wash was 86 and Sinister's now 70. It's very flexible. And what I mean by very flexible is that its move pool is very flexible. It can help us with whatever we need. I believe it is also a Trick Room setter as well, which might see play with our team. You'll see with the rest of the draft why it might see play. It's very good supportive utility, and it's a great Terra option, and this is why I've Terra'd it. There's arguably my next pick was my other Terra option as well. Was the other Terra option other than Sinister. But I went with Sinister because it makes Steel really good. Terra Steel really good. It gives us a fighting immunity, which we needed. The cons is that its speed is okay at best. Like 70 is okay. It's not great. It's not really even good. This thing is also a potential setup sweeper as well. I say potential because you'll see, like, I don't really have any breakers other than Enam and Lopunny, because Treads is not really a breaker. But it also does give us 4 resistances to 4 of the most common types of water, electric, grass, and ground, 2 immunities to normal and fighting, and we've got that Terra to help us lose our weaknesses as well. Next up, I'm really glad we actually got this next one. Our 5th commander is Overquill. I am really happy to get a round 6 Overquill here. I think it's round 6, correct? Yeah. Round 6 Overquill here is amazing for my team. Poison Dark gives us 2 new typings, gives us a grounded poison type to get rid of toxic spikes on our side of the field. It is a great hazard setter. It completes our hazard potential other than sticky webs. Granted, arguably, I could have picked up a webs user here. I actually could have, and I'm still might. Because there's still a good one on board. We'll see. Has 3 great abilities in Poison Touch, Intimidate, and Swift Swim. So even if we wanted to, we could run like Damp Rock, Rain Dance, Rotom to bring in Overquill, because 115 attack is really good. To try and Swift Swim away. This thing also gets a little move called Fell Stinger So if we get something low enough, and they want to sack it into a Fell Stinger Overcall to give us +2 or 3, I can't remember what Fell Stinger is this gen, I think it's 2, +2 attack. This also, yeah, I really like Overcall for my team. Reason why I didn't Terror is because Poison Dark is, Overcall needs to stay Poison Dark in my opinion. Like, it is a good Terror, but with one weakness in ground, War Resistances, 1 immunity to Psychic, I think we'll be okay. But yeah, 115 attack, 95 defense, 85 HP, 85 speed. Like, its speed is okay. Its speed is okay. 85 speed is actually decent. But once again, it sits close. It sits really close to Rotom's. Rotom's 86, Overcall's 85. We have another one that's 87, which we'll get to. But anyway, our 6th commander is the big boy Snorlax. Now, I was really controversial with this pick. I had to sit, like, after my 6 picks, my first 6 picks, right? I'm gonna be honest with you, we got sniped once. So outside of Chimpao and Tapu Koko, and this whole time up until now, we got sniped once. And I really wanted Bronzong for the team, because Bronzong gave us more utility. It gave us the Psychic type, which our team was lacking at the time. And I did some messaging. I went to some friends for help about my next couple picks, because I had so many different ways I could go, and what I had already drafted it didn't force me to this, but someone bring up that I did not have an answer to things like Pult and Spec. Yes, Lopunny is a normal type, but it's not bulky enough to deal with them. Like, it hits hard because it has Scrappy, but I know Spectria gets Draining Kiss and Psychic. Pult clicks Draco if I can't kill it in time. Because Pult's 142. I'm just like, cool, I need a special wall for my team that helps me check both of them. And my friend thought about Snorlax. And I'll be honest with you, I think it's a really good pick for my team. It helps us round out our low speed tier as well in 30 speed. So once again, it's slow as a mother trucker. It is another weakness to fighting, though, which is once again my only concern, because we got Mega Lopunny, Iron Treads, and our Snorlax weak to fighting, but we do have Enamorus and Sinistra to help us with fighting, and Overcall. We can run bulky Overcall with Intimidate. Oh yeah, speaking of Overcall, I forgot to mention about Overcall. Those hazards help Mega Lopunny and Enamorus break. Having hazards to break sashes, sturdies, even just a chip. That chip could matter between us making a 50-50 roll into a 75-25 roll, you know? Anyway, Snorlax has, like, one of the best move pools in the game. It's a great Trick Room user. Trick Room is a, like... Trick Room works really well with the team outside of Lopunny and Enamorus and Iron Treads. As, like I said, it's a good check to threats like Pult and Spec, because my team, at the moment, my team was really, like, struggling against those mons. So I think Snorlax here as our 7th pickup is great. I like it. I like it a lot. Now, my next pick, my 7th commander, and my other Terra captain is Turtonator. Now, I was originally going to go for Terra Tatsugiri. That was my initial plan. I'm just like, cool. Before draft even started, I'm just like, I messaged my friend. I'm just like, cool. I already know the low tier Terra I want, and he goes, oh yeah, which one? I'm like, Terra Tatsugiri, and he goes, that's actually an interesting choice. I sat down and thought about it. I'm just like, I don't have a fire attack. Arguably, there is a mon. There is a mon. There's actually 2 mons I could grab with free not free. Yeah, it's called free transactions. They're not free transactions. Sorry, they're just called transactions. Because we get 5 transactions in the whole league. So dropping a mon and picking up another mon is 1 transaction, right? If you drop 2 mons and you pick up 3, then you're using 3 transactions. Even changing your Terra Captain to another mon counts as a transaction. I'm worried about this Terra choice. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think I like Turtonator a lot. Once again, 36 speed. This thing excels in Trick Room. 135 defense, 91 special attack, like 78 attack. It completes 2 of our cores, even though it is a fake fire and a fake dragon type. It does complete 2 of our cores in Fire, Water, Grass, and Dragon Fairy Steel. It's good defensive bulk. It is a potential sweeper with Shell Smash. We can run Shell Smash, White Herb. Is another rapid spin user, which is something I really liked. Another way to remove hazards. And it cannot be crit because it has shell armor, which is amazing. We love not being able to get crit. Once again, another weakness to ground, but with the Terra, like, we lose it. Once again, 5 resistances, steel being another big one, to help Enamoris. It's another slow mon, it's another ground weakness, as I said. I am wary about Terra Turtonator. Terra Turtonator might change. Because there is stuff like Cinderace on board still. There is Infinite on board. There's Heatran on board. And if I do decide to pick up a Heatran, I'll be dropping Iron Trades for another ground type. But yeah. I think this is a fine pickup. We'll see if it turns out to be good. This is one of the ones I'm worried about on my team. Yeah. Let's get to our 8th commander in Volbeat. Look at that booty Joe. Booty, 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 booty. Okay, sorry. Now, at the time, at the time we had 18 points left. So I'm just like, cool. I can big ball with one of my picks, or I can get like 3 solid options. And I thought about it, and yeah, sorry, my brain just went poof. Now I thought about it, and I'm just like, I can either pick up, like, I can big ball and get a 15 point, a 2 point, and a 1 point, or I can get a 16 point and a 2 point. So Volbeat was always going to be here. And based off how many points people had left, I knew that I was gonna get my next pick no matter what, because there were only 2 teams that had enough points to get my next pick, but they already had the type of my next mon, so I knew I was gonna get this one no matter what. But yes, Volbeat. Volbeat is a ground and fighting resist, which is perfect. I needed another one. This thing actually got a buff to defenses from Gen 8. Went from, I think it was 55 defense to 75, and and 75 special attendance to 85. This thing's a Prankster Mon, which my team loves. Prankster T-Wave helps my slow-ish Mons to, like, bust out. The only thing with Volbeat is that this thing is only supportive. Sure, we can click Encore on something and then click Tail Glow, I guess. But what's stopping them from switching out into, like, a... I don't know... Blaziken or something, even though Blaziken didn't get drafted. Like, something that just outspeeds and one-shots me. There's another defog user, which I like. Prankster defog's always good. It's not offensive. Like, we can make it offensive, I guess. If we really, really, really want to meme and try, we can go Tail Glow. But yeah, I think Volbeat for 2 points is a great mon to pick up. Prankster T-Wave, Prankster Trick, Prankster Encore. Like, we have a lot of Prankster mons. Because, I think we'll be seeing a lot of Volbeat. I think Volbeat might be common on my team this season. I don't think Volbeat won't be one of those ones that sits on the bench. Volbeat will have its purposes. And I think you'll be seeing a lot more Volbeat than you think. But yeah, I really like Volbeat for 2. My next pick, and arguably, I've been thinking about this next pick. And I went back and forth on it for a while. My 9th commander is Necrozma. I've been thinking about this for a while, because as I mentioned before, I could have gone the 16 point and 2 point route, but I went the 15 point, 2 point, and 1 point route. Arguably, there is a better mon that I can pick up. And I might do it. I've been thinking about it. I'm just like, I've been umming and ahhing about this pick. I think the Turtonator pick and this pick is my 2 picks I've been umming and ahhing about. But this does give us another fighting resistance. This thing, its ability, it's Prism Armor. This ability is great. Basically, we only take 75%. We only take 0.75% of super effective hits, which makes those 2 times weaknesses into 1.5 times weaknesses. And arguably, the only reason I went for this over Deoxys Speed, I'll say the mon. The other mon is Deoxys Speed that I was thinking about. Is it's a bulky sweeper, which my team needed. My team needed a bulky sweeper. That's decent in speed. 79's okay. It is not a stealth rocker, which is good. Complete our fighting dark and psychic core, so we completed all 3 cores. Even though it's not really what I was trying to do, I'm gonna be honest. I was drafting mons for their utility and how well they fit with my team. Speaking of utility, this thing's utility is amazing. Dual screens, I think it gets dual screens. I assume it gets dual screens. It does get Stealth Rock. It can heal itself in Moonlight. It's a setup sweep with Dragon Dance, Carmine, Iron Defense. This thing hits hard. 127 special attack is nothing to nothing to be shy about. So, and it's like 97 HP, 107 defense, 89 special defense. We can run this thing physical, 107 attack. Like 79 speed is okay. I think I wanted to use Necrozma. I think this is gonna be a fun mon to use. I just arguably think with what speed tiers I have, Deoxys Speed is arguably the better option. I say arguably because the only thing that doesn't stop me from going Deoxys Speed is the bulky sweeper option. But that leaves us with 1 point, and at the time I was just thinking I can with 1 point there's a lot of good mons on 1 point. and I had the issue where I had nothing between Megalophony and Enamorus and Iron Treads. I also had nothing between Iron Treads and Enamorus to Rotom Wash. Missing those two speed tiers is really bad, and arguably I fixed the better one out of the two options, being the between Rotom Wash and Iron Treads, that 86 106. I fixed that. Which is another reason I went with Necrozma, because it helped. Everybody, welcome our 10th commander and final pick of the draft, Jinx. We picked up Jinx. As I have been called by good old Coltrane. Hi, Coltrane. If you're watching this, hi. I am what he called a sick fuck. He knew this was a horny team all along. We got Megalophony, Enamorus, something else I can't remember, and now Jinx. It was funny because the moment I picked Jinx in the draft, one of the mods of the division instant put ban. So it was just funny. But Jinx is a one that falls in between Rotom Wash and Iron Treads. 95 speed, perfect, something I needed. I'm on the hits in 90. 115 special attack again. It is also a potential water immunity with Dry Skin, which is very good for us. I really like that. It's a decently fast ice type, and it hits a speed tier that my team desperately needed. It's got one of the worst defensive typings in the game, and it's super frail. It has, what, six weaknesses, 1 potential immunity, and yeah, 2 resistances. I think this is a fine one to pick up for 1 point. I like it a lot. It goes to the ice type, which is situational in some battles. It could be situational in some battles, having a fast ice type, especially against those teams with bloody Garchomp and Flygon. I'm watching you guys. Jinx wants to give you a big old sloppy kiss. But yeah, I think this is okay. Anyways, guys, this is our team roster for NPBA Season 9. I hope to make playoffs this season. Last season, I drafted... Yeah, so last season in NPBA in Season 8, it was my first ever draft league. And I went into the Ore Division. And what Ore Division is that it's what we call meta shift. So, out of the 400 mons available... 400 mons. Out of all the mons available, 400 mons were randomly picked, and we got like points to draft a team. I went offensively bulky, and yeah, it kind of ruined me going offensively bulky. I'll be honest with you. Still, I did well. I did really well for my first draft league. 4 and 5, barely missing playoffs. 4 and 5, coming 9th. Because the top 8 teams go to playoffs. Overall, I think my team is decent this season. It has good removal, has good hazards, has good pivots as well, which is really good. There's a few things I'm worried about, and that's my speed tier between Megalophony and Enamorus and Iron Treads. Turtonator and Necrozma. But if you guys made it this far, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Once again, I am your proud coach of the North Shore Nidokings. I will give it my best, guys, to try and make playoffs. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed me coming back to YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It would really mean a lot. But yeah, there will not be scheduled uploads at the moment just because of December and Christmas. Uploads will be basically whenever I get the chance. I'm sorry about that. I would like to have a day, but it's hard scheduling with people that are not in the same country as me, because I'm in New Zealand and most people that do drafts are like America that way. They're that way when I'm in the corner of the world. Um, but yeah, our team has its flaws. It's definitely not the best team in the league. Um, I think it sits around 9th to 11th. I don't think it's the worst team in the league. I think it sits around 9th to 11th. I'll be honest with you. Speaking of that, power rankings. I'll be doing power rankings for Sinnoh. Hopefully with someone if they want to. Otherwise, I'll solo power rankings. But yeah, overall, I think we can do decent with this team. I will not be afraid to use my transactions. That's another thing that I've noticed that I've been afraid to use my transactions. I won't be afraid to use my transactions. If things are not working, I will change. But overall, I think my first 6 picks are really solid, and then my bottom 5 are kind of eh. I'll be honest with you, my bottom, like, I didn't really have a plan for my bottom 5. But yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Power rankings should be out within the next week until my first battle. But power rankings will be streamed over on Twitch, my Twitch channel, which is crookhunteredge_. It's the same as my username here, except there's no U and no E in Hunter. Yeah, and then I'll upload that Twitch VOD to YouTube. Is basically what I'm gonna do. So you guys can see power rankings. I might be doing more than one power ranking. We'll see. But yeah, thanks you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed me coming back and enjoyed this type of Pokemon Draft League content, be sure to stick around and hit that subscribe button. Yeah, thanks, and stay safe, be yourself. Peace.